Something is off here.
I ghosted my boyfriend on New Year's Eve, and I have not spoken to him since. Before I get into this, I just want to say that me and my boyfriend, we have been together for a year. Well, almost a year, 11 months. A year on February 2nd, we will have been together. Okay? My boyfriend is also 34, grown man. He also is a homeowner, has a pretty good job, and also has a business that he's starting. So let's start there, right? So recently, obviously, like you all have known, I've become unemployed. And I have not been able to find a job. I have put in like 30 applications a day. I've got nothing, like barely even an interview. I've gone on 2 interviews.
This is the same woman that said that as a teenager, she was buying $30,000+ $60,000 cars in cash. She let somebody hold $7,000. I don't know where she got this money from. Let's just say we gave her the benefit of the doubt and she had a high skill income. For you to go out there searching for something and not find nothing, whatever skills you got, it's not really needed that much. So I'm really curious on that.
So I've been literally struggling, and I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. Okay. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna keep it together for this. I'm not gonna get stressed out. I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. It's something so crazy about having hundreds of thousands of dollars one day and then the next day having nothing. But that's
okay. We're going into liar ranges. Hundreds of thousands of dollars to then having nothing. Something is wrong in this picture. I don't know if she could have got a lawsuit. Something may have happened to her dramatically, and she got $100,000+ and she effed it off somehow, which tells you everything you need to know about a person. Going from hundreds of thousands of dollars as a teenager to a young adult in 20s, maybe something is off here.
That's what's going on right now. And so I am vulnerable with my man, and I go, hey, I'm gonna need to like stay with you for a little while I get myself together.
She thought she was the main girl now, but we know he's not a stupid guy. He can't be an idiot, right?
Like, I don't have anything on the rent, and so I'm gonna need to move with you while I get myself together. Mind you, I said he has his own house, his own 3-bedroom apartment in a nice neighborhood. He also has a best friend. His best friend lives with him, mind you, and has been living with him for however many years he's like lived there, almost the whole time he's lived there. And so I'm like, if his best friend can live with him, why not his girlfriend, you know? So I'm like, hey, I need a place to stay. Which honestly, in hindsight, I should have even have to ask for that. He knew I was struggling. He should have said, hey.
How can you go from hundreds of thousands of dollars to then struggling and then say you have nothing on the bills that you're about to come inside this man's house with? And then she said she is a mother. So for her to be a mother, I'm going to just assume that the kid is going to be there too.
Let me take something off of your plate. Like, come stay with me so that you can breathe and get this. If he really cared about me, he would have said that, but he didn't. He sat there and he watched me struggle and then watched me get to the point where I was like, hey, I just need a break. Like, I'm literally so depressed. I'm losing my mind. I can't find anything. Can you please help me? And he said, no. He said, no, you cannot live with me. Mind you, living with him is free. Doesn't cost him anything.
It does cost him everything. A damn headache. Why do they think just when you're there and she through her own words, she don't really got no money. She's messed up. He's still gonna have to look after you and feed you. And guys are smart enough. I don't know why women think guys are like fools. They're smart enough to understand that when you have a woman living with you, matter of fact, even if she don't even live with you, women are expensive to some degree when you just dating them. This is without them even living with you. So what do you think happens when a woman moves in with you?
He said no.
As he should.
I can't live with him. At first he goes, oh, I like that we have our own places to retreat to when we get into our arguments. And wrong answer. Number one, when we get into arguments, we never leave. Like, we stay in the same room and we continue to talk it out until we work it through, which I think is a really good habit that we have and a really good green flag that we have in our relationship. Yes, do we get into arguments? So does everyone. Yes, do I lose my cool? I'm a woman, but
what does that mean, that you're a woman, so you can be a headache? Why do people think that you could be a headache just solely because you are a woman?
I rein it back in and we figure it out and nobody goes home. So that's a weird thing to say. We've never even done that. Second of all, that sounds like a problem to me, not a solution. When we get into arguments, we should not be leaving, because what happens when we get married? There is no way to go.
True.
We both live in the same house.
True.
So maybe that's not a good habit to start. Being that we have not started yet, maybe let's not start that now. On our very first date, I told him that I wanted to be engaged within a year. I said after a year, I want to be engaged. He said that's plenty of enough time for someone to know whether or not they want to get married. Or
a woman saying that she wants to get married within a year that has the past that this woman have, allowing deadbeats to be in her life and then doing things for these deadbeats and having a child, your requirements gonna have to come down. But I do think that you should go with men that want to get married within a year so you can stop being on this dating market. But maybe you're just shooting out your league. A man that got his stuff together and is building businesses and has his own home, you are just fun to that man. Just sorry to say.
This is what he said. We have talked about it, I shit you not, probably 10 times throughout this year. And never once did he say, I don't think this is going well enough for that to be a realistic goal anymore.
That's because he wants some cheeks. That's the truth of it. That's what he wants. He wants to make noise with you. He don't really want to be with you, but you're a fun girl. And it just so seems like everything that she's saying, she's never the person that men actually want. And before she sit back and say like, what's wrong with me? She automatically goes to the men like, it's something wrong with you. I'm out. And then this is the reason why she's having this cycle. For you to be with a man for months and the man don't even want you to live with him almost a year out. And he don't even ask you to help you or anything like that. I know you're a jump off. You are a jump off. You're only good for that's what you're good for. Some fun time.
Never once did he say, hey, like, let's pump the brakes. I don't think that we're doing that well for it to get to that. So I'm thinking we're doing well. We're on schedule. After a year or a year and a half, we'll probably get engaged. Then he goes, I don't think I want to live with someone again until I'm married to them. Which is some new boundary that he literally just made up because he's never said that the whole time we've been together. And I go, maybe it's not a good idea that you live with someone after you already got married to them, because what if you guys are not compatible to live together and you don't know that until after you're already married? Then what?
That is true. She's not saying nothing wrong right there. It may be a better idea to move in with each other beforehand than move in afterwards after getting married. Because once you're married, you were stupid enough to set that in stone. So it's going to be far harder to get that person to go. It's really dumb, actually, especially if you're a man that have his stuff together like this guy. And then now you just letting somebody come in with like taking half of whatever you got. That's stupid. So you definitely want to live with it before. So we know that this guy is making excuses to this woman because he don't deem her as, valuable.
That's really dumb, actually. And so I'm like, okay, that's a completely new thing. But granted, it's been a year. We set our goal for a year. Are we going to get married? And he goes, no, that was your goal.
Damn.
Since when was this my goal? It was my goal, but like, I thought we were in agreement because you never said that we weren't in agreement. Clearly, I made all this up in my head. And
you did.
This was never a goal. I just thought it was a goal because I continuously talked about it.
No, it is a goal. It's a goal on your behalf. It was a goal for you. It wasn't really a goal for him. He was in a position where he just didn't mind. And a lot of men would go out there and do that where they'll get into situations. It's not like, oh, I don't want to get married, but you're open to getting married. And it just so happened that you're not good enough. When you're saying these arguments, and of course, because I'm a woman and I argue, that right there can tell you right now that you're not peaceful. And he don't really want that. Not long term, at least. So if a guy don't want that non-peace in his life, why would he even take you seriously? So now what she thought in her head, and a lot of women think this in their head, what they think is that a guy is supposed to deal with them. That a guy is gonna go out there and deal with them no matter what. And as long as she could hit the finish line of a year, that automatically entails her to get married to him. They don't have no idea how men move, and the fact that a man can speak to a woman for 30 years straight and not want to marry her at all. Men can sleep with women they don't even like. Let's talk about it. Men can sleep with women that they hate. So therefore, it don't really matter. And the fact that she looks at it like, all right, as long as I pass this finish line in a year, I'm good. So as long as we make it to a year and a half, that means we just automatically gonna get married. Don't matter how I act throughout that year. As long as I can get you to tolerate me and you sit around while I act and I misbehave or I cause headaches or I spend money frivolously and then not pay attention to what's really going on. You're all of these things inside this relationship that cause this man a headache. And also your mindset on relationships, her mindset on relationships is something else, which shows in one of these videos, and we're going to get into that video right now because I want y'all to see her mindset when it comes to being in a relationship and what, what a man's supposed to do, what a woman's supposed to do, because all of these women know exactly what a man is supposed to do and have no idea on what a woman's supposed to do.
I watched that video of that girl saying like she wants her man, she wants to go like 50-50 and provide in the household because she doesn't want her man to be depressed and get stressed out working and providing for the household, even though that's his job. Anyways.
That's condescending. That condescending line right there, even though that's his job. That's just what it is. A woman wanting to help her man pay some bills so he won't feel like the burden is 100% on him is like, why are you doing that? That's his job. That's what he's supposed to do. Fantastic.
My thing is, she was going on as if a woman's non-financial contributions are not valuable in a partnership. She was saying that women are just sitting down and that they're not valuing the partnership part of the relationship. And I'm thinking women contribute so extensively before we even break into the financial contributions that a woman can bring. And so even if you don't have a job, as a woman, I'm pretty sure you're doing most of the work in the house and when it comes to the children.
Men are going to have to start speaking about this and actually speaking what's real when it comes to doing jobs in the house and women being homemakers and stuff like that. We have to be real with it. And then I think men are just nice people, and overall we give credit in places where it is due. We over credit something way more than it needs to be credited. When you speak about a woman being a homemaker, when a woman is in a house and she's taking care of the children and you pay the bills, let's say I have that dynamic. When it comes from infants barely move. Now, when a kid turns into a toddler, that comes the realm where, you're going to have to run behind this little person because that little person does weird stuff because that's just what toddlers do. After that, those kids go to school. And then sometimes before, because kids still go to daycare before they turn 5, and kids still go to preschool, and kids still go to kindergarten and first grade and whatever it is, those kids are in school. So if you're a woman and you're not working and you have a man that actually provides financially, which is an amazing thing and a privilege to have that. If a man provides financially and your kids are in school, then what are we talking about here? That means the only people that's really going to be dirty, and that's if you have kids, because if you don't have kids, then it's just 2 adults in that house. Basically what this woman is trying to say in this video right here, that she wants to be a woman that does not have a job, and basically you pay everything. You just want to be a housewife. That's it. Not a stay-at-home mom. You want to be a housewife. You just want to be a kept woman. Fine. If that house is messed up, if that house is dirty, that either means that you have a dirty husband and that's what you picked, or you're the dirty one. Because there's only 2 of you there. So who are you picking up after?
And he never said that it was unrealistic. As a matter of fact, he said the quite opposite. That it was a realistic goal to have. And never once, as we neared to the end of that year, did he ever say, hey, I don't think we're close to being married. So imagine my surprise when he says, I don't think we're close to being married. We still have things to figure out. Because a couple of nights ago, I got super irritated at him and yelled at him and told him to leave my house. And apparently that's enough of a reason for him to be like, whoa, I don't want to marry her.
Women like this do this all the time. You yelled at a man and mistreated him in a way and then kicked him out your house. And then somehow, some way, because you're irritated and you feel like it's okay to kick somebody out your house, that you think that you're a wife still, that you're supposed to be tolerated. If you're yelling at a man, and look, she didn't say that the man is obviously not violent. He didn't do nothing wrong. He just got up and he just left. He didn't kick and scream. And then now all of a sudden, that you yelling at him, you screaming at him, and you kicking him out your house. A week later, you want to say, oh, I don't got my stuff together, so therefore I'm about to come in there and live with you. That would be like somebody knocking you upside the head every single day, every time they see you in school, and then you invite them to come live with you to knock you upside your head every single day. That doesn't even make sense. Obviously, you can't be a wife. What is going on in women like this head where you feel like you could do whatever you want to do to a man, and as long as he tolerates it, he's supposed to tolerate it for the moment. He's supposed to tolerate it forever. Men are just too nice. Men just don't know how to cut women off and just move on. Men actually sit there in relationships and marriages that are sexless and they're not getting anything out of women. And it's just pointless for them to be there besides the fact that, all right, we started this, so I'm just going to pretty much end it and just take it. If it was her, she would have left a long time ago. Obviously, whatever this man was doing, he wasn't perfect, but obviously whatever he was doing, it was actually something good for her to actually stick around and want to be around him.
All right. So yeah. And so I said, hey, I'm actually scared that I'm going to be homeless because I said, I'm actually thinking.
That was so fake. I hope she's just making a joke out of that. That was, oh God.
I'm going to be homeless because I don't have a job and these bills keep coming and I can't do it no more. I'm tapped out of resources. And I think I'm gonna end up, if you don't let me live with you, I'm gonna end up in my car, living in my car, something like being actually homeless. And
actually, I want to show y'all something too. She lost her job and she's acting like she's gonna be homeless, and her man don't want to bring her in. This is a video that she posted before. I'm assuming before this happened. Me after being consistently late to work, even though I get up on time. This is what she's praising. We can kind of get, even if it's satire, we can kind of get the mindset of a person that basically does not take jobs or work that serious. So I'm going to assume, I'm just going to take a shot in the dark. This is the reason why you got fired, for sure. They X'd you out because you are an employee like that. This video is interesting one too. It's a quick one, but we're going to get into it right after this finish.
Well, plenty of millionaires have lived in their car before.
That's true. That is true. I respect that man.
What the fuck? So basically he said, yeah, no, I'm not going to help you. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. I know it's hard, but basically he told me that you never really do have anybody to depend on, and you come alone in this world, and you are your own person, and you should be your number one priority because nobody else is going to be dependable, which I translated to, he is not someone I can depend on. Why would I ever marry someone that I can't depend on?
Why? Or even after everything that man just said, she somehow thinks that she is the person that he wants to marry. Like she's cutting it off with him at that point. He don't want to marry you for a specific reason. Instead of you realizing, like, how can I spend 11 months with a man and that man not want to marry me? Like, what have I done wrong to this man that clearly got his stuff together that he doesn't jump at the opportunity of being my husband?
I'm a dependable person. I've had friends that I've let stay with me, that I've given a place to stay for free, that I've been able to like say, hey, you can lean on me. Like, don't worry about nothing. Take a break. I got you.
The difference between a friend and a girlfriend, especially the one that want to be your wife, friends, if they're decent friends, they leave. A girlfriend, the odds of her coming inside your house, especially she has a kid as well. So I don't know where this kid is at. The girlfriend coming inside your house and then leaving after you've been paying all the bills and taking care of everything, and you show that you financially are good enough to take care of everything, coming in and getting a job and moving out, and this is not going to happen. So the guy is not stupid.
Dependable to my friends, you can be dependable to your girlfriend. It's not a crazy concept. Yeah, we do come in this world alone, but relationships are the whole reason of everything. You should be able to depend on the people around you, on your community.
That's true.
They should be people that you can say, hey, you do owe a responsibility to the people you love and the people you care about.
True.
And apparently he doesn't think that way, and I don't think I can be in a...
Or he just doesn't love or care about you further than whatever you give him. Or it doesn't balance out. Like, he might love you and care about you, but it doesn't equate to him doing everything in the world for you, as far as like you moving in and taking, up his space.
A relationship with someone who doesn't think that way. And so I decided that I kind of ghosted him. I just stopped talking to him, and I probably will never speak to him again.
Good.
That really turned me off. And yeah, that's why I broke up with my boyfriend, because he said it was okay that I be homeless. I should be homeless while he goes home to his 3-bedroom house in a nice neighborhood and rubs his feet together under his nice comforter set, his nice sheet set, and watches his 70-inch TV on the wall and twiddles his thumbs together while I'm out in my car in the cold.
Yep.